And hello again. I got another great story about how I acquired yet another autograph for my collection. This one is from a guy named Duce of a band called Mentors. Now, there's the Mentors. There's Duce right in the front there. Now, let me just tell you about the Mentors. They started in the late 70s. They became popular in the 80s in the underground hard rock, heavy metal scene. And they were really offensive. They were based on shock value. And they called their music rape rock. That's right, rape rock. So you can tell kind of where they were going with their lyrics. And they were just over the top. I mean, you can see them here. They looked pretty over the top, and they were pretty drunk most of the time. Anyway, this story dates back to August 30th, 1996. I saw the Mentors at this club called the Caboose, and it was a little tiny club right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, in a town called Garner. And the wretched world of Mentors came to this little club. So let me just start by saying I lived in a house with a bunch of guys back then. It was kind of a party house. We were all on our way to the show, and I think I was getting ready to move out of the house. We were doing some spring cleaning or something, and we had a bunch of clothing that we were going to donate to Goodwill. So we had all this kind of clothing bagged up in green trash bags next to the front door. So for whatever reason, while we're leaving for the show, I grabbed one of the bags of clothes, which just happened to have about 11 pairs of pants in it. Most of them mine that I wore in junior high school, maybe even elementary school. There were a lot of old clothes that I just didn't wear anymore, mostly pants. And for some reason, I remember there was 11 pairs of pants. So that said, let's just keep moving on. We have the pants with us in the car. We get to the show. El Duce's there, of course, before the show. And I talked to him outside the club for a little while. He's a really nice guy. We start talking about other bands that he might like, or I don't know how we got on the subject, but we talked about Wall of Voodoo. This band, Wall of Voodoo. They had a big hit called Mexican Radio in the 80s. Fantastic band. And one of the funny stories he told me was that in the early days of the Mentors and Wall of Voodoo would have the Mentors open up for them. And El Duce's idea on that was that the Wall of Voodoo guys knew that their audience would hate the Mentors, and they just loved watching the reaction. And El Duce mentioned to me that while the Mentors were playing, he would kind of look to the side of the stage and see all the guys in Wall of Voodoo off to the side of the stage laughing and just loving the fact that the Mentors were opening for them. So, moving on, I do get El Duce to sign my record at that point before the show. There it is. This very rare 1985 Mentors EP. Signed it right there on the front. Looking real good there. Autographed by El Duce. Now, the story does not stop there. During the show, there's a bunch of skinheads there. There's punk rockers. There's rednecks. All kinds of people at this show. Very small club. And when the action starts, when the Mentors hit the stage, we get this bright idea to get that bag of 11 pairs of pants and just throw them out into the little slam dance mosh pit thing. So the pants go out there, and the pants are flying. Skinheads are ripping the pants apart. They're hitting each other with the pants. The pants are flying up on stage. They're hanging off the bass guitar neck. They're hanging on the drum cymbals. Their pants everywhere, being ripped and torn, and it was crazy. So after the show, I am in the urinal, the men's room, and I'm doing what I do at the urinal, and I'm standing there, and who comes up right next to me but El Duce? And I look over at him while he's doing his thing at the urinal, and I say, man, that was a great show. That was really fantastic. Thanks a lot. Oh, thanks, man. And he goes, thanks a lot. I said, did you notice all those pants? He was like, those pants? Yeah, those pants. That was crazy. I was like, yeah, we brought those pants. He was like, you brought those pants? I've never seen anything like that in my life. All those pants flying around. It was nuts. So then we zip up and move on our way. And the pants, made it really incredible. Now, another thing I have to mention about this night, other than the pants flying around and other than El Duce signing my very rare 1985 Mentors EP, was the fact that while we were chatting before the show, El Duce was telling me, now keep in mind, this is August 1996. Now, if you guys don't know, El Duce was mysteriously killed on some train tracks in 1997, not too long after this show in late August 1996. Now, before the show, we were talking about various things, and we got on the subject of Kurt Cobain, and El Duce told me to my face that Courtney Love had offered him $50,000 to kill Kurt Cobain, and he refused. And if you guys know the history, early in 1997, El Duce was dead. So really creepy, interesting story there. Rest in peace, El Duce. He put on some great, fantastic shows with his shock rock, his rape rock, his insane brand of hard rock. But I had a great time. The pants flew. The rock and roll was enjoyed. El Duce and I shared a piss together, and he signed my record. And that's my story. I appreciate you guys coming and checking it out. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the thumbs up. May the rock and roll gods bless you as they have me. And I'll see you next time.